In this video, we will continue with our character in Blender, character design. So we talked about we can paint on our model and the various parts of the model, like the clothing and like the pieces of the armor, the body armor, the shield, and all the rest, using different techniques like the vertex paint and the texture paint. And we also saw how we can mix the techniques together so that we can start with one and then proceed with the other. And also we need to address the mapping and how we can place the material on a surface, on a complex surface or model. And you can see here I continue to paint details like stains and dirt, and we can also use it to paint in 3D using 3D effects. And right here you can also see the eyes, and I've also added some more cavity effect on the face and on the body. And also I applied a subsurface effect to the body of the character so that it has kind of a more skin-like effect and some glossiness to the eyes. And you can see here the fabric on the clothing. And to do that, I started with some Blender kit materials, and then I customized them, going into the shading interface and changing some nodes. And also you can mix together your texture paint or vertex paint with Blender kit materials. So we used the paint, and we created we also used the cavity feature, which is a new feature that you will only find in the latest Blender, so make sure you have an updated version. So thanks to the cavity, we can paint and enhance the details of the subject. And you can also use you can use masking as well if you want to insert some details on the model. And again, we use vertex paint. You can use the masks using vertex paint and also with texture paint. So we saw everything in the previous video about this usage of different techniques. So you can mix and match the different techniques to get the character as you like it. You can see I'm trying to create like a story behind the character, so it's kind of someone being that has been in a battle, and so I have like a little bit of stains here and there. Now we can also paint. We have different options in this video. We're gonna talk about hairs and facial hairs and beard and all these parts. You have different options. You can either paint them. So you can see here that I have painted a little bit with a gray brush on the part of the head and on the chin and on the jaw. I painted with a little bit of gray. So this is kind of like the shortest hair effect that you can get when someone is like shaved or has really short hair, and also in the bear. So you can simulate some hair using painting. And also we saw that you can simulate some hair using sculpting and using alphas, using depth map to add details, just like you can add details in any other way with the alphas and the stencil effect. You can also add hairs. So to do this, we need a lot of subdivisions, or we need a really high resolution texture, depending on how we want to do the hair. Now, previously in another video, we actually modeled the hair by extracting part of the head. So in this video, I retrieved this model right here, which is another option. So if you want, you can sculpt the hair. You can use a different piece, or you can use like a sphere, or you can use like a primitive and then sculpt the hair, just like we did again previously when we created this hair like this. Now these are lighter. They are not heavy like using actual airs and Groom and all those other effects that we're gonna see later in the video. And we can paint on top of that to make them look a little bit more realistic and refined. So this is another option. So there are different ways you can simulate hair essentially. And you have like some techniques and some tools that are gonna make things easier and also lighter, and other tools that are a little bit heavier. So we're gonna see the different options that you have. So this is one, and you can also sculpt the hair directly on your main body, just like they did with the sculpture in ancient Greece or ancient Rome, where they sculpted the beard, the facial hairs, and the hair directly on the subject. But in this case, this is a little bit better because it's divided by the rest, so I can turn this off and on whenever I want, and I can treat this as a separate object, so I don't by mistake sculpt on paint on the rest of the subject. So you can see I'm painting around here. I'm trying to get different effects. So everything we used for painting can be used also for the hair. So you can use cavity again to paint only in the convex areas, and then you can do cavity inverted to paint on the concave areas. And you can make highlights, you can make darker areas, so you can differentiate, you can variate, give a little bit of variation to the hair, and you can paint whatever color you want, like brown or black or whatever. And so you get this effect, which is good if you need to do, again, something a little bit low poly, like a character for video games, or you know, something that you need to print with a 3D printer. So you cannot print hair using 3D printer. And we can increase the subdivisions more if you want to use, again, alphas or smaller details, and you want to make things more realistic. You need more subdivisions. So you can see here, if I look for alpha air, I can find some brushes, like alpha air brushes, that can help you to paint directly and sculpt directly the hair on the surface. So this is not an actual hair simulation, but it's kind of, you know, simulating with the sculpting the hair, the fur. And also another technique is called hair cards. So again, this is used in video games and when you need to have low poly models. So instead of creating each single hair, you create like a plane, and then you apply an alpha channel and a material, so the hair will look really populated, but this is just an effect thanks to the opacity channel, essentially thanks to the alpha channel. And then we have the final effect, which is the heavier and actually the heaviest, which is creating hair particles. So that's going to be also the more realistic. And so you can proceed again by sculpting like really big chunk of hairs. Also, you can model the hair starting with a simple and a primitive form, and then like use tools like snake hook and, you know, give a rough representation of the hair, just like we did previously. So you can go there and model the hair, and then you can apply a material, or like again, alphas and stencil that are gonna represent the hair. You can use cards, you can use actual hairs. So this is what we're gonna see next. Now, to do that, I think it's better to select a part of your model, but if it's too high poly, you can use like an extraction or a low poly version, just like we did with the simulation of the clothing. So right now I'm using the selecting lasso here to select the area where I want to grow some hair. So this is one technique that you can use. Now you have many techniques also for the hair particles, and you have also a new tool that we're gonna see at the end of the video to create hair. So right here you can see I'm just selecting the part of the head where I want to apply